Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Richa, and today's video is going to be super special because it is coming straight from my heart, and I have no scripts around me that I have prepared beforehand. I'll just go with the flow and tell you about how my experiences have been so far. It's been 4 months that I am in France, and to start with, my experience in France has been beyond amazing. In fact, I just cannot find the right words to express the way I have been feeling here. Though I'm all alone in my entire apartment as well, in my shared apartment as well. Um, but honestly, this experience is something I just cannot express in words but obviously it's in positive sense. And I'll tell you, I wasn't very keen on coming here. Even after I received email giving me a green signal to, start with my administration work and things like that. But yeah, the day I remember, I booked my flight ticket, and that was when I actually felt okay. I am going to France. The major reason being the salary, of course. Um, uh, so yeah, when you're making equal or more amount of money being in India, there are so many things you will sit and evaluate in terms of finances, in terms of experience this thing is going to give you, and so on, and all of that. But I think this was one of, not one of, I would say this is the best decision that I have taken in my life. This has actually given me a very different perspective towards life, towards people from all professions. The way you interact with people on day-to-day basis, uh, everything, in fact, so this has been a very, very positive experience for me so far. I have met amazing people in my life. I haven't met somebody as loving, as welcoming in my life. So I have met amazing people here. I feel very much loved. Not that I wasn't loved when I was in India, but of course, when you are in a new country and strange people, not strange people, strangers all around you, and you have no family members here and things like that. And I see a lot of younger girls coming here, somebody who's maybe just 22, somebody who's just maybe graduated and things like that. So it's so good to see people around you do all of these things at a much younger age than me. Um, on my arrival, everything was new, obviously, because it is um, a new country altogether, and it's a solo travel, of course. This has been my biggest dream because I come from a traditional family, in the sense, my parents, they do not want to give all the freedom, you see. So they weren't very willing to send me to France, and but then I was very firm on this decision, and I said, no, I am going for this thing. And then they did not even stop me. So and I hadn't traveled solo in India. Um, so I was very, very excited, of course. Um, Another thing here, initially, yes, everything was new and all of that is fine, but I took some time to get used to this environment. Initially, I was feeling homesick and things like that. But then when I started working simultaneously preparing for my DALF C1 level. So I kind of was occupied in all those things, and meeting new people, making new friends, engaging in the social media groups like Facebook groups I had joined of my city. And I went for running with a group of people from my city who is very, active when it comes to running. So I did meet a lot of new people, fellow assistants, of course. I had, even at my lycée. So I was given a lycée as well as a college. And I'll tell you, I had equally amazing experience in both the institutes, because in terms of you know the information I was given, and the management, the way the management treated me was very, very unexpected. The time I had come here, I came with a very open mind, and I thought. I was just I'll just say I did not come with anything in my mind, that okay, it will be super fun, it will be this, it will be that. No, I just wanted to keep it very realistic, and I had come prepared for both the good and the bad experiences. So but fortunately, I did not come across many bad experiences. The only bad experience I had here was on my arrival. I bought a French SIM card, and this person told me that I can make free calls to more than 120 countries overseas, and I assumed India was a part of it, and but unfortunately it wasn't. And we Indians are not very used to checking our telecom applications in terms of being charged, or the amount of data you're consuming, or things like that. So I did not know. I did not have the application on my phone, and even I think I had the application on my phone, but I did not bother to check, because we Indians are so used to receiving messages after being charged. So I remember I made the first call I made was to my mom, conveying that this was my phone number, the French phone number, and I just spoke for a minute to check if I was being charged, but I did not receive any message. And how stupid of me that I assumed, okay, calling in India is free. 3 days I made non-stop calls to India, like the phone calls instead of WhatsApp calls. And so the third day, I was talking to my grandfather, and I spoke to him for an hour. And right after, I received a message from the company saying that, vous avez dépassé votre forfait et vous êtes chargé 240 euros. So it was 240 euros that I was asked to pay, and I was shocked. I was shocked to another level. I mean, 50 euros, 100 euros is fine. 240 euros was 214, I guess. I don't remember the exact figure. I think it was 240, but it was above 200, and it pinched me so bad, honestly. When I came here, I had plans. I had plans, financial planning. So um, you know I had thought, okay, this much, maybe tentatively, I'll spend on my groceries, this much on traveling, and this much on my October vacations. But because of this, I had to cancel my October vacations, because obviously 250 euros is a big amount. And so October vacations, I did not go anywhere. Um, so in these 4 months, the only time I traveled a lot was during Christmas. So during the winter break, uh, I traveled straight for what I don't remember, but I traveled a lot. I think 15 days. I went to Belgium, then I went to Paris, and then I went to other French cities which are popular for Christmas, like Strasbourg being the Christmas capital. I stayed there for a night, then 4 days in Belgium, and then Paris. And there also I met amazing people. And so yeah, this was one of the worst experience I had so far. So if you have applied for Asistana program, make sure whenever you buy a French SIM card, you verify if calling in India is going to be free or not. Otherwise, you will end up in a similar situation. Another thing, let me think if I had any bad experience. No, I think apart from that, there was nothing bad that I experienced. In fact, I am in a, you know, um, I'm not in a very big city. I'm in a town, so with a population of just 35,000 people, and I feel safe. I have no problems, no complaints, nothing. I have some people around me whom I can rely on, and I can count on them any given time, even during vacations. Um, I know, like, if I'm stuck or if I'm in trouble, uh, I can, these people are going to be there for me. So that is one thing. Um, As far as feeling homesick is concerned, yes, I do feel homesick at times. Initially, I used to feel very homesick because um, I am very close to my mom, and I used to miss her a lot. And since COVID times, I have been, you know, um, I have switched my way of working from offline classes to online classes. So you see, I have been working from home. I have been giving international classes for French language, obviously. So I used to work from home, and then in my free time, in between my classes, whenever I used to have time, I used to help her out with some of the household works, or we would have lunch together. And I love cooking, so I would always, uh, prepare so many things and pamper her and things like that. Even my dad, he used to cry, even on video calls. So I won't talk much about that. So I think, but then yeah, I realized, I'm here for a different experience, and I have to make most of it. It's not that I have to, but I wanted to, because life doesn't give you such opportunities every time. So I wanted to make most of it, and yeah, like I started preparing for C1 level, and I love cooking. I started preparing whatever I could. Um, at times I would be invited to my colleagues houses for preparing something Indian, and things like that. So I tried not to stay indoor. That's how I dealt with homesickness. The more you stay isolated, because I'm all alone in this apartment, I have nobody to talk to, even during vacations. There are no classes and things like that. So I used to go out. If there's nobody, it's absolutely okay. I could just go out for running all alone and things like that. But after some time, after a few weeks, the temperature started dropping, and since I wasn't used to cold weather, um, my resistance is really bad actually. So I would feel really really cold, and then I stopped going for running and things like that. Obviously it's difficult to run with jackets and things like that, right? So I just stopped doing that. In fact, then what I started doing is I started functional workout, yoga practices at home. um, and another thing that I started doing was, um, yeah, at times I used to connect with my friends over video calls, with my family and things like that. So gradually situation started improving. It was never bad, in fact, but yeah, I felt less homesick, and I was very happy and peaceful here. um, but if you are somebody, I mean, see, I love living alone, okay, which is why I mean, I don't need people around me all the time, or, I can go days without not having somebody around me. That's totally fine. I have my own things to do. In my free time, I continued my French classes. So I currently give classes to students from Canada, and their timings are, there's due to the time gap, I can schedule my classes like in the evening and things like that, so it works perfectly fine. And um, yeah, I mean, being here, I have learned so many things. I've become more responsible overall. uh, if you know me, I mean, I'm the most irresponsible kid in my family, and I keep losing things wherever I go. It's like, imagine, I have a water bottle with me. I go out for shopping, or just for a walk somewhere. I just place it somewhere, and I'll forget. So I have lost phones for 4 years consecutively in India. So you can imagine to what extent I can be irresponsible. So, but yeah, when you are in a new country, and you're all by your own, and there's nobody to, you don't have your mother who's scolding you for losing things. So you just become more responsible. You learn to take care of things that you carry, whether it's cash, your bank cards, your phone. Of course, your life depends on your phone, and all your belongings. Your documents, especially, and everything in general. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I haven't lost anything in this trip. I have, but nothing major. I have my phone, my documents, or everything in place, fortunately, until now. So I can call myself responsible enough. um, Other thing that I keep doing, you see the wall decor here. I did that recently, just to give some life to my room. So I keep doing something or the other, something or the other, to keep myself occupied, or be creative. Whether it is cooking, whether it is decor, whether it is journaling. I love journaling. So um, yeah, I do that. If not, I create content for my social media accounts. uh, I write my scripts like this when I'm free, like the kind of content I want to come up with, like the real ideas, whatever comes to my mind. I am doing this. um, and so far, I have had an amazing experience, guys. This has been the most memorable experience of my life, I can say, in a good way, of course. Because maybe it's also because it's my first international travel. Um, so I was very curious, very excited. I came with all preparation, not all preparations, but yeah, I mean, overall, I would, you know, if I had to scale my experience, if I had to rate my experience on a scale of 10, I would give it a 10 on 10, because 9 on 10, in fact, 1 point just because of that stupid phone bill. It still pinches me. I don't know why. So, yeah, I mean, you can travel, you can work, you're paid for your basic expenses. You don't need to. I mean, I never had to, borrow money from India, from my family, fortunately. But then it again depends upon your lifestyle and your spending habits and things like that. Um, as far as my working hours are concerned, so on contract, actually, I'm supposed to work 12 hours a week, but there are weeks when I'm not even working uh, 8 hours a week, or there are weeks when I was actually right after the vacations, the first week, the teachers were just, getting back to their routine and things like that. So maybe that was the reason I wasn't booked for a lot of sessions. Um, so yeah, I mean, and I really, really love the people of my lycée. I mean, they are just, I can't tell you. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's the people that has made my experience, the way it is, the way I have shared with you. Otherwise, being in the same city, I mean, the same town, uh, there is another assistant, Indian assistant, who has had a totally opposite experience also. So it depends the kind of a person you are, what sort of perspective you have towards life, and uh, you know the kind of vibe you give out. I'm a believer of, you know, uh, believer of this thing that whatever you give out, whatever energy you give out, is what you attract. Um, and yeah, I think that is what it is. So I think I've covered everything, almost everything. Uh, yeah, the French administrative system is really, really tiring, because you've got to apply for carte vitale, your sécurité sociale, um, CAF, and oh my God, CAF is such a complicated thing, because there's no way I mean, you've got to book an appointment to talk to them and things like that. So I'll talk about all of this in another video. But overall, you see, the administrative process in France is really tiring. And but if you have a helping PR, everything just goes very smooth. Like, my PR is a darling. I really love her, not just because she makes things easier for me, but because she, goes that extra mile to make things engaging, interesting for me. Like, she'll, randomly after a break leave a travel magazine for me to explore the Lorraine region, or she'll do some things to just make me feel good, because I'm all alone here. So that is something I really like, and I'm truly, truly blessed to be surrounded by these kind of people. I don't want to name them, but I really, really love the people around me, especially, those handful, 4 5 people around me. And yeah, I think that's all for today's video. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next time. See you.